it's a great atmosphere, and I continue to tell people that this season has been full of games where it tests our mental, it tests like how hard we're able to be resilient in different ways, and the season has gotten us prepared for games like today. And I think because we play so many good teams, it's a testament to how good the coaches are in Northeast Ohio. It has given us an opportunity to be able to play in a game like this against top-notch talent and be able to stay, engaged in the game and resilient and calm to be able to pull the game out.
Jordan, last possession, you're without your leading scorer. What are you telling Derek on that last play? What are you guys thinking? Is it basically as you drew it up or what?
Yeah, no, it wasn't how we drew it up. I mean, it never is, But I mean, like we had some action that we wanted to get to, but they were giving Derek really good pressure. And all game long, we were telling him, if they are giving you that much pressure, you have to attack them and go by them. And I think he finally, understood that. And as he attacked, that's something that we've been running all year long is our spread offense. And that's kind of what we were in. And he attacked hard, was able to take him one way and spin back the other. And guys got to help. And Matt's right there ready to go to finish. I think Matt did a great job, in the second half. We got on him a little bit at halftime. About his finishes at the rim, and I think in the second half he took that personal and he did a good job of finishing at the rim. I think he might have, had I don't know how many rebounds. He had 16 points and maybe 8 rebounds. So I mean, and I don't know what he had at halftime, but I know in that second half he really turned up his force at the rim.
Josh, what did you see on that last play?
Yes, Matt.
Or Matt, sorry.
Yeah, on that last play, I knew we didn't have our leading scorer, so one of us had to step up. I was just ready to get the ball and score for us.
Coach, how big was it? It was always around 6, or I think that was the deepest deficit you faced. How big was it to keep it in that area?
No, it's huge, man. They can score in bunches, and it's extremely hard to guard George, and it's extremely hard to try to double him as well because they've got so many great role players around him as well. And so we just our guard Junior who did a phenomenal job on him. We just said at one point during the game, hey, he's gonna get his points, but we just got to make it tough on him. And I think we tried to double him sometimes, and sometimes we didn't. And we wanted to just keep, switching it up on him and collapsing on his drives, making it hard for him. And I think our physicality, we were able to do that, so they couldn't really get in a flow of what they wanted to do. And that's kind of what our game plan was to keep them out of the flow of just, playing how they normally play. And because we were able to keep it to 6 and 4 and 1, and then it would go back, I think that gave us an opportunity to still, stay in the game and be confident that we can get things done.
What went through your mind on that last second shot by Chaminade?
As I saw it, I was leaning to help it lean out, and so if nothing goes the way that you wanted to go. I called timeout because we saw the alignment of that last second play as we were watching film and our assistants was watching film. And then they came out with something that we hadn't seen, but we knew it had to been going to George or it had to been going to his brother. And he ended up catching the ball over all of us. And I'm like, oh my goodness, we got everybody back there guarding him and he still catches the ball. And so like the last second, I'm like, there's no way. And I'm leaning to make sure it goes out. And, we were just blessed for him to miss it. And we were able to move on. It's a miss or make game. And he missed the last one. We made the last one.
Jayson, what was the conversation like between you and Derek? Once you fouled out, seeing you was a little emotional, Derek kind of had a conversation with you to kind of keep your spirits up. So what was that conversation like?
Me and Derek been playing for a long time, so we had to have each other's backs at all times. So I knew that he had to step up in a big time, so I told him he had to step up in a big time. This was that time.
Coach, you guys score there, and time runs out. They get the timeout, though. What did you have to tell your team there to kind of remind them, hey, we still have a few seconds to play?
Yeah, no. I didn't want them to put 2 seconds on the clock, but that at 2 seconds is a lot of time to be able to get a shot off and run some action to get an open shot. So we had to make sure we went back to what we normally do, what our normal game plan was, which was was, you know, we wanted to make sure we switched on screens, and we wanted to make sure we took space away on catches and everything like that. So that was just a message to them, you know, going into that last play is just make sure we switch and talk, take space away, you know, have high hands on shots, and, you know, we leave it in God's hands at that point.
Jayson, take us through your emotions those last 27.8 seconds watching.
So Coach talks about players stepping up and players playing their role. I think that was just one of the times where I knew that someone had to step up, and those two players were Derek and Josh. But I also want to shout out Junior. He played incredible on the defensive side, and that's why we were really in the game.
Matthew, can you take us through that last sequence again? I mean, was it a set play? Tell us what it was about.
Yeah, so we were trying to go into that play we're in, which is spread, into a different play called 5 high. But Derek got a good drive, and that led to me getting the dish out on the dead spot. Wasn't planned though.
Jordan, we've talked before about the Twins' maturation. I think it was the Lutheran East game where you mentioned how they were getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
They really manned up inside today.
Yeah.
I mean, is that, you mentioned the credit for the area, is that showing in a game like today where, you know, Matt has really, and Josh really?
Absolutely. You know, we all know that we had one of our best players, Bo Gigo, who, you know, towards ACL, and, you know, he won't be able to play this year. And his advice and his, you know, leadership to these two guys, Matt and Josh, has been phenomenal. And, you know, we knew that they would struggle early with this type of schedule that we had, but we knew that it would prepare them as the year goes on, because they do nothing but work every practice, out of practice, to get better. And it just shows all of the big moments that they've been in, they're now starting to thrive in those moments and want those moments and want to be the reason, you know, why our team is successful and win, because, you know, they've gone through those gauntlet of, you know, pressure moments all year long.